Dear Cruz, your life applications officer. Um, I experienced something today. Um, well, I've been experiencing it for a while. Um, realizing that my life is full of, not me personally, but people around me are full of what there's a religion out there that will call that negative energy. Now, we know negative energy is a scientific terms about atoms and so forth like that when they don't produce their strongest content or whatever. They call it negative energy. If it lines up with everything, it's positive energy. But there's a religion out there. It's not Christian. It's a religion, and they're also not only a religion, but they're a denomination. They consider themselves Christians, but their mission statements are not necessarily Christian. Um, they talk a lot about positive and negative energy. Now, I will agree with them about one thing. It is negative energy. It is positive energy. When people's lives don't represent goodness or positivity, or vice versa, when people's lives cause other people's lives to produce more positivity, that would be positive energy. Okay. Now, the biblical term for this is really the spirit of negativity or the spirit of enmity versus the spirit of love. Okay. Versus the spirit of love. And I experienced today um, something that I always experience, but I got so sick of it that I almost became negative. And people don't know that it's very easy for me to give people a piece of my mind. It's very easy for me to jump out there without thinking, without praying, okay, without putting all the pieces of the puzzle together and say, hold up, man, years ago when I was young, I remember when I was a kid, I used to take my frustrations about my mom blaming me for stuff that I didn't do or yelling at me about things that I couldn't help or things that I didn't do. I used to take it out on my dog. I had this little dog, this little cockapoodle, and my mom would make me mad, and when she wasn't around, I took it out on him. One time I kicked that dog so hard, he looked like I knocked him unconscious. He just laid there for a while. And I'm pacing back and forth like, how do you call an ambulance for a dog? Like, what do I do? You know, I mean, like, I thought I killed my dog. Like, he wasn't getting up. I said, Kiki, get up from there. Get over here. He wasn't moving. He was wounded. Finally, I picked up the phone like I was going to call somebody. I didn't know who to call. I don't want to get in trouble for dog abuse. But when I picked up the phone, he started limping. And I looked down at him. I said, Kiki, you okay? And he started wagging his tail. I was like, thank you, God. And he started slowly coming to me because he knew I was mad. He knows when I get this way, stay away from me. You know, like my mom made me mad, and then, you know, uh, you know, Kiki's coming over there. He's trying to, sniff my Egg McMuffin or whatever. I, bam, kicked him so hard. And one time I kicked him like 3 times, and the third kick was so hard, he went up under the table and he just laid there. And I was like, what have I done? I was about to call the cops on myself. I didn't know what to do. Hey, I kicked my dog. He ain't getting up. What should I do? But after that, that scared me. I never kicked him like that ever again. And he was limping for a while. And I felt like when my mom gets home, I'm going to still have to explain to her that I kicked Kiki. But by the time she got home, Kiki was walking better. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I broke a rib in that dog or something and it healed on its own after so many days or what. But, and I never treated my dog like that ever again. That was a close call. He really scared me. That moment really scared me. That was a time in my life that really frightened me. But other than that, that was the only time I ever kicked the dog. I ever kicked the cat. My kids, when they had cats, they kicked their cats. I'd be on the phone talking to them, and the cats are making all kinds of noise, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just playing with the cat." I'm like, "Don't play with him like that. He's a cat. He's not a top. He's not like an arcade game. You ain't supposed to be shooting stuff at, what I mean? They're just abusing that cat. And then I would go over to the house to visit. The cat was abusing me, putting his claws into my jeans and that, like trying to rip my skin off my bones or whatever. He just, I'm like, oh, get, It seemed like the cat was taking his frustrations out on me for what they did to the cat. Because the cat went in hiding and didn't come out until I came around, you know. And there were, they had like 4 or 5 cats. They were just taking cats that people were abandoning and putting them in their basement. And, but anyway, whether you want to call it negative energy or a negative spirit, there's the spirit of Jezebel that a lot of women have. The whole feminist thing is the spirit of Jezebel. The spirit of Herod, the king, the evil king, the one that wanted to kill Jesus. The Democratic Party, the leftists have that spirit. Black Lives Matter and how they want to hurt everything good in order to make themselves look like victims. Atheism is a negative spirit because atheism is not based on conversion. Atheism is based on rejection. You found it, easy to reject God and reject anything spiritual, okay, that would claim to be linked to God. You reject all those things, and it gives you a sense of freedom. Freedom to what, though? Freedom to practice fornication, which is upsetting to God. Freedom to practice sexual homosexuality, which is an abomination of God. Freedom to practice transgenderism, which is a sickness and a snare. And, talk about being misinformed. Oh, my God. Nastiest, most sickest thing ever. So there you got the LGBTQs, and you got, now, the Christians ain't going out there and just saying, hey, you shouldn't practice abortion. No, they're coming to us now, and they're trying to push abortion rights and laws, even bigger than the ones we already have. But the reason why nice guys finish last is because a lot of people, when they have that negative energy, or they have that spirit of Jezebel, or they have that spirit of Herod, or that spirit of Pharaoh, they'll go after the nice guy. They'll go after the nice guy. Women will go after the nice guy. A lot of guys are getting in bed with women who have the spirit of Jezebel already. You know, um, there was a woman, Steve Harvey. I watched a video yesterday where Steve Harvey was interviewing a woman, and I think his name's Kevin Samuels. He's dead now, if you didn't know that. He just recently died. They did a video on it. I'm waiting to see more videos to confirm it, but Kevin Samuels is supposedly confirmed dead at 56. He died in his hotel room um, of a just random heart attack or something like that. Look this up. I looked at it on YouTube last night. Um, I don't know how exactly true it is. There's only one video on it. I'm looking to see. There should be more videos in the next few minutes to the next few days. You know, more on this. If he's really, really confirmed dead, there should be more on it. But I watched the Kevin Samuels video, and I watched the video with Crowder, and I watched the video with this lovely lady called Melanie King. And I just subscribed to her channel. She's got to be one of the prettiest black women that I've ever, um, because I don't listen to. I'm sorry, I don't listen to a lot of black women talk. There's black pastors out there that are women that I don't mind sitting and listening to, even though there's a big debate about women being pastors in the church. But there are women that are in my denomination, in my ministry, that I'm entitled to, that I'm linked to, that are actually pastors. So to me, that's between them and God. That's between, they wouldn't be pastor of no church that I'm running. You know, not even an associate pastor. But if my pastor wants to make a woman, you know, his associate pastor, or vice versa, support this woman having her own church, that's fine with me, because I know she can preach. Even though the Bible, we're still trying to figure out, does the Bible say, if we read it correctly, does the Bible say no? Mike Winger will tell you no. And Mike Winger explained to me that it's okay for women to be pastors in the church. There's other things that it ain't okay for them to be, but it's okay for them to be pastors. Okay, I didn't know that anything was higher than a bishop, but okay. Thing is, I watched all these videos between last night and this morning. I'm a YouTuber, by the way. And this is, and again, a lot of people come to my channel and they get aggravated. They have that spirit of negative energy. They come to my channel and they get angry, and they want to come after me. They want to use social media to come after me, because that's the only way they can get to me. They want to post stuff and say stuff, you know what I mean? And hoping that I'll see it and I'll feel some kind of way. You know, um, they want to post stuff and say stuff and hoping that somebody will address me about it, whether it be live or whether it be on YouTube or some other social media platform like Facebook, Twitter, whatever, wherever I go. Okay, they want to make sure that I'm getting the message of their negativity. Okay. They want me to experience that same negative spirit, that negative energy that they have. Okay. But I watch these videos and I realize that, you know, um, when the Bible says that, it talks about the apostle Peter, how Satan wanted to sift him as wheat. But Jesus said, I have prayed for you. Okay. And so in the church, we are taught to pray against, that's why we pray for our enemies. That's why we pray for people that hate us, abuse us, and despitefully use us, as the Bible says, because that's a demonic spirit, that negative energy, when you put it into physical terms and when you put it into spiritual terms, it's demonic. It's only spiritual. Okay. And I kind of agree on it, even though I don't support that religion that's based on those two things, positive energy and negative energy. Even though I don't support their doctrine, I do believe that negative energy is what makes the world go round. It is what causes people to reject God. It is what causes divorce. It's what causes, one person to hate somebody when there hasn't really been enough conflict. Like, I know that there's people that hate me because they don't know me. Now, a lot of people on YouTube don't realize that when I'm on YouTube, and I'm doing a YouTube video, and I like to show my aggression because that is my script. That is me, putting on my act. Okay. But I actually love the LGBTQ community. I actually love black people. Okay. I can sit down with black people and talk about black and white people. I can sit down with white people and talk about black and white people. I can sit down with an Asian person and talk about that Asian guy over there. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about anybody with anybody. I can get together with you and talk about what's wrong with your mama. Okay? Until you tell me, hey, stop talking about my mama. Okay? I was just agreeing with you, brother, because something going on there. I'm just agreeing with you. Okay? If you don't say it, I won't say it. If you don't tell it to me, I don't know. Okay? Yeah. Like today at work, someone was complaining about something, and I was being very gentle about it. I says, you know what? If you don't tell, I won't tell. Okay? You know what I mean? I like to tell the management at my job some things. But if the customer don't, but the job is all about the customers. So if the customer doesn't tell, I won't tell. That's what I told her. You don't tell, I won't tell. But yeah, I agree with you. But if you keep your mouth shut, I keep my shut. Okay. But one thing about negative energy is it's what controls people. Positive energy doesn't control people. Positive energy is slower. It doesn't control people. It lifts people up. It gives people, a second win, a second chance. I'm talking spiritual terms. I'm not talking scientific terms. I'm talking spiritual terms. I'm D-Roy Cruz, your life applications officer. I can do that if I want to. But Positive energy only makes you think. This is the difference. Positive energy, like wisdom, is a positive energy. And there's not 100 different types of wisdom. Wisdom doesn't come out of everything. There's not the wisdom of atheism, okay? Or the wisdom of, feminism, or the wisdom of, human sexuality. Those are not wisdom inquiries, okay? There's the wisdom of God, okay? There's the wisdom of the church, the wisdom of the Bible. There's the wisdom of, biblical literature and stuff like that, okay? But there's no, wisdom coming out of politics, okay? No wisdom coming out of politics, all right? But just, you getting a deal that you can sign up for. You'll pay $1 for that. Okay. I'll take that for $1. Okay. But it's not wisdom. But anyway, positive energy is when somebody lifts you up by saying the right things to you, or giving you the right tools, or giving you the right forms of wisdom. Okay. To help you along your journey, you have to have a journey. Okay. That's positive energy. But negative energy can cause you to go from smiling to shooting somebody. And I experienced this week some examples of positive energy, and I had to call on the name of the Lord, because I don't want to be like those that I'm praying for. If I don't pray for you, if I don't pray for my subscribers, okay, I'll be putting Jesus on a shelf and go and look up all my subscribers and go to each of their channels personally, and have a full set of cuss words I'd like to say to them. Not only on YouTube, but in real time, in real life. There's people I had to call on the name of the Lord, because there are people who I'm feeling like next time I see this brother, I'm going to say, look, brother, don't take your frustrations out on me. I don't go home to you, okay, and sleep between you and your wife. I'm not the third party. I'm not the man that's banging your wife, dude. Neither have I said that I know your wife. I met your wife. I'm trying to sleep with your wife, okay? But you coming to work. I know it's got something to do with you and your girlfriend, okay? But see, did I not counsel you before? Because see, this is what the atheist community doesn't understand, as well as other non-believers. It's all non-believers. I don't even need to call you an atheist. It's all you non-believers, okay? This is what y'all don't understand. When you go to work and you spend a whole shift looking at other women on your phone, whether it be TikTok or whatever, porn or whatever it might be, and you showing other people, like, and they know you got a wife or a girlfriend at home, and you show them what you looking at, and they say, "Oh, you like that, huh? Yeah, okay, you know, why is he showing me that? What I'm saying? I don't really care. I don't worship women that I'm not going to be able to sleep with. Okay, I don't have her phone number. Okay, I don't know the girl. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, why do I care what her naked butt looks like? Why do you care when you got a woman at home? I'll answer that in a minute. It looks like a bill collector or somebody trying to sell me something. But anyway, why do I need to see that when you got a woman at home? Okay. You that's negative energy. You just confirmed to me that you have adulterous thoughts towards your woman. And see, this is the thing. This plays on you when you go home from work. Okay, this plays on you when you go home to work. When you go home from work. This affects the way you treat your woman. Because when your woman is the most precious thing in your life, because she's the living organism in your life. She's the thing that is not you, that's living and breathing and counting on your life support. You're her covering, you're her life support. You are her companion. You're the one in her life that she has to give an account to. And in the same way, she's the one in your life that's got your back and you got her front, and you know, y'all have that relationship. This girl that you're looking at on TikTok, you probably wouldn't get the time of day out of her even if you met her live and asked her for it. Okay? Like, she don't care about you. You don't know her. Okay? So this plays a part when you do things that are contrary and you know, they're contrary to positive relationships. This is why I tell you, you don't even need a Bible to know what's right. Because just like you don't, you know, this is why God created man and woman to be. This is why God created Adam and Eve instead of Adam and Steve. This is why God created male and female, two exact opposites, to be one flesh. Because it is a symbol of your relationship with God. This is why I don't really look up to gay people getting married, because that's not a symbol of God for them. You just cut off the symbol of God. Marriage is not about you. There's a lot of people that want to sit there and say, well, why do I need a piece of paper to tell somebody I love them? Because of God, not because of her. You're not getting married to a woman because of her, because you love her. That's part of it, but that's not the main part of it. You get married because God is the one that designed marriage. Without God, you really don't have a reason to get married. This is why people in Hollywood can get married on Monday and get divorced and have a baby by somebody else on Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday. It's so quick sometimes. It's, you know, it's like, you know, what's her name? The Kardashian girl, Kim Kardashian, I think her name is. Kanye's ex-wife. She divorces him. If they're legally divorced, I don't even think they're legally divorced yet. I think Kanye was trying to hold on to her. That quick, she went out and got a boyfriend and got him posted all over the news, all in the media, and all like that. Negative energy. And I was listening to Ruslan, KD. He was saying that he believes that the reason why Kanye left his Sunday service ministry and started going back to hardcore rap or hardcore hip hop or however you want to put it, the reason is because of Kim Kardashian. That's the reason, because of her and what he's been going through in his marriage. But see, this is the thing. When Kanye first started doing Sunday service and started talking about Jesus, Kim was in the shadows like, He's a good man. But then when he got to the point to where he wanted his whole family to walk with him to the cross, to get under that umbrella of Jesus, okay, with him, Kim rebelled. That's in the news too. Kim rebelled, and they've been having a rocky relationship ever since. Negative energy. Okay. The reason why Will Smith went up there, and I'm so glad, because that's a mixture of positive energy and a mixture of negative energy going on at one time, because comedians have always crossed the line. All these, especially these black comedians, like since I've been a kid, this is why, I've been able to take women out to some of these comedy shows, and I turned it down. I said, hey, man, I don't want tickets. Hey, man, you and your girl, no. Because what's going to happen is my little small behind going to go in there with this fine woman, okay, and something going to go down, because I know how these guys talk, and I know how people that are there act before and after the concert, okay? There's no Jesus in there. Christians don't go to events like that, okay? You know what I'm saying? So, no, I'd rather go see Michael Jr. or Ricky Lawford or whatever his name is. Rather go see people like that, even though they're not as funny as Chris Rock and, Earthquake and Eddie Griffin and all like that. But you know what I'm saying? When Will slapped Chris, that was my thank you, Will. He deserves that for saying God makes mistakes. He don't know what the heck he's talking about. I mean, why you at it, smack Erie Spears. He's another one that said God makes mistakes. But, and I love these guys, but I really don't. You'll never hear me say stuff like, oh, he's the man of wisdom. He's the greatest comedian ever. You'll never hear me say that. But for none of them. I don't mind listening to them on YouTube, but I will never, ever pay tickets to go to a concert. I lost dates for refusal. I lost friends for not taking a girl on a date, for not double dating to go to these kind of concerts. These guys came into Pittsburgh. One of my cousins was like, we can double date, man. And the girl was like, oh yeah, I'll go, to a concert like that with him. And I said, I ain't going to that, because I know probably before I make it out of that place alive, I'm end up punching somebody, kicking somebody, okay, snapping out on somebody. I might go up on a stage and try to tackle, the dude like, what's his name? They did to Dave Chappelle. The dude tried to, this cracker tried to run up there and attack Dave Chappelle just recently, and they busted him up real good. But when Chris got slapped by Will, okay, that was negative energy, but at the same time, there was some positivity in there, because comedians have gotten away with this for the longest time, and finally somebody got slapped, okay? But the reason why Will really slapped, and everybody knows this, it's like the biggest thing on YouTube, it still is. The reason why Will was so triggered to slap Chris was not so much of the joke itself, but because it bothered Pinkett, and Pinkett wanted everybody to know that it bothered her right in front of her husband and right in front of Chris Rock. So Will went up there and did the slap. Okay, so we got a little bit of everything going on here. But the thing is, that negative energy, pressured by your woman, pressured by your relationships, are pressured to be more of a man, but not a violent man. Pressured to be more of a man that has, more money and more things, but not a millionaire, not a billionaire. Any woman that feels like she can only be with millionaires, gold digger ain't a big enough word for her. That's not a good enough word for her. Any woman who thinks that a man got to be a millionaire or a billionaire to be with her or to call himself her man, okay? I don't care how good looking she is. I don't care how much of her is plastic or silicone, okay? Kim Kardashian, the only thing million or billion about her is all the implants and all the silicone she got on her body. I never ever could understand what Kanye West seen in her. The woman's 100% silicone. Okay. I've never been attracted to that, even when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in porn, I could look at that until the woman took her clothes off, and then it was like, okay, swipe, let me go and find another one, because this one, she looks like a robot. You know, I can't do nothing with that. But porn is another thing. Porn might have been one of the reasons that I had negative energy in my marriage. But that was one of the things that my ex knew before we even got together, because she used to watch porn with me. You know what I'm saying? When we first met, it was her choice. And she didn't know I was already a porn junkie when she met me. You know what I mean? I was the porn junkie. Okay? You think you showing me some porn, you need to stay out of the safe. You need to stay out of the drawer, the third one down. I had porn hidden everywhere. The only place I didn't have porn stashed was in church. God help me, But I had porn stashed in my car. I had porn stashed in my bedroom, in my guitar case. I had porn stashed everywhere. And then I'd go to work. I had like my own locker. Guys would go in there and give and just, because I left my locker unlocked. I didn't have a locker on my lock because the room locks. So outsiders can't get in there. So guys used to go in there and every week give me some new porn magazines, because we all was looking at porn together. So they would go in the room and go in my locker and surprise me with a couple extra, Penthouse magazines or the new edition, that came out, because I never paid money on them. I always got them for free from people. That was my only moral I had about porn, was I'm not spending no money on it. If I'm not looking at it online, or then again, wait a minute, I did spend probably a good, before I started getting online, I probably spent probably a good $600 to $700 in my lifetime on porn, over time, because I used to go into these little sex shops and collect, catalogs. I didn't want to go in there and buy anything and see anybody seeing me come out of there with anything crazy. So what I do is I would buy these catalogs, okay, and put them in a trunk, and and then I would order from them catalogs. So every week, this was long before I met my wife. This was even before I went in the job for it. I would buy this porn, and online I'd order, mail order in the catalog, and it would come to me, and I would let them know on the phone. Hide anything to let you know it's porn, you know, and but me and my wife, we had that discussion, and then her, even though she stopped doing drugs and alcohol because of me. That's not good enough. You need to stop doing drugs and alcohol for the Lord. Negative energy, me being a pornographer, her being, drugs and alcohol. That was how she got around the world. That was her pastime, her favorite thing. When I first met her, I was, kind of slow it, even though we did our thing. I was kind of slow at calling us boyfriend and girlfriend and having her move in with me because of that alcohol. So she stopped, you know, doing vodka and liquor because of me. She also stopped smoking. She also stopped doing weed, okay, and crack, okay, because of me. But it was negative energy because she was doing it for me instead of for God, okay. And too many people find it easy to hate somebody not based on what they've done, but because they feel that they can vent that hate, or they feel that they can feel better about themselves by taking this person and making him like you. That'll make you feel better about yourself and about your hate and your anger and your resentment and your low self-esteem and all like that. If you can get this guy to jump out of his skin and act like the devil, act like you got him. And that's the way you're looking at it. That's negative energy trying to create negative energy. That's the spirit of Herod trying to create the spirit of Herod. The spirit of Jezebel trying to make these little Jezebel babies. Okay? That's what that is. But I think that's enough on this topic. I don't need to do a part two of this. I think you got it. If you leave a comment and have a question for me, I'll be glad to do a part two. But until then, thank you for watching. I am Theory Cruz. I am your life applications officer. Don't you forget it. You'll thank me later. I will see you soon with more. God bless you.